Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand finals in Qualifier 4 for the Heroes of the Storm Southeast Asia Championship Singapore National Finals. So we got about two teams, and both teams, Ingenium as well as Salt Gaming, has qualified for the national finals, but now they're playing for seeding as well as $1,000 on the line. So the first place team will walk home with 1,000 Singapore dollars. The second place team will go back with 500 Singapore dollars. And also, what's more important is that the seeding for this national finals is all based on this one here. If they win this series, they'll be put in a pool where the other first place champions from all the other qualifiers will play. They will also not meet each other in the first round, but will meet other second place finishes in the other qualifiers as well. So that said, we would like to bring you this game. The draft has just started. The map decided by Ingenium. It's going to be Battlefield of Eternity. I hear a lot of applause and claps behind online. You're clapping through your screen. I know you love this map, so do I. But yeah, so here we have, I think, first pick and ban, Zeratul. Zeratul is an instant ban on this map. It's just very, very strong here. There's a lot of air vents, a lot of shrubs, trees, grass, areas that you can hide. And you really want to make sure that Zeratul doesn't capitalize on that. So the other instant ban is going to be Jaina. Best of 3, first pick going to Salt Gaming. They got a few options here. I have been told that there are certain damage warriors that are very strong in this particular map. So I'd like to see Sonya maybe. Sonya, even that of Arthur's. Those are heroes that kind of work well in Battlefield of Eternity. So here we got first pick Sylvanas. Sylvanas, I think the map is not too small. It's still kind of like a mid-sized map. Sylvanas has got an extra pressure in the fact that if you are split pushing away from the Immortal, you can always push down the lane slightly faster when you have Sylvanas on that side of the house. But here for IGN, they've got two picks, and I'm thinking that it should definitely be something support-related for the first two picks. You want to make sure that you pick those supports and that you have a bit of a good positioning in terms of choices for support in this particular game. So here we are tapping into extra time. Ingenium banning out Jaina. It could only mean that they want to go for Kilthus or maybe even wanting to go for a little bit more in terms of extra burst damage. Vala is a very, very unconventional pick here. The main reason is because Vala relies a lot on sight as well as just specific vision to land strafe. If you're looking for Ring of Vengeance, that's still fine. But Ring of Vengeance, there's enough crews and crannies, enough areas or choke points for gangs from Vala. So that's where maybe you could see that Vala will offer a little bit of a different approach here in this game. But of course, it's up to IGN to decide what kind of a lineup they're going to have. Personally, I think that they should go for one extra support right now. They should decide if they want the Uther or they want to get a little bit more support, other type of support like Tyrande. Tyrande, I think, looks pretty okay. Seems like Tyrande should be able to do substantial damage in this particular matchup. I would like to see some more setup, though, from IGN. Now, for Salt, they have Sylvanas, and they got a few other options available here. Specifically, no Jaina, no Zeratul. I'm thinking that they can go for Uther. Uther is a pretty legit pick here. And you also open the discussion for Kerrigan, Raynor. All of those damage dealer. I think if you're going for Kerrigan Raynor, you don't have to pick it right now. But you can actually decide to pick it up a little bit later. Uther, definitely a good pick in this phase. You want to make sure that you don't give Uther Tyrande to IGN. They're only going to radiate 6.5 anyway. So Salt now have got another option here. and I think that I'm thinking a little bit more in terms of damage. Because I think that you want to have enough damage before you commit to this lineup. They can opt for Zagara at a later stage, but now, let's see, what other assassins are there? There's going to be quite a fair amount of assassins here. So in terms of damage, you got Butcher. Butcher is a great pick here. The Butcher with Uther with Sylvanas. I think it allows a lot of space for play. Of which you can after that pick a Tyrael. Maybe a Tyrael where you can do a lot more burst damage, do a lot more dive comp. But it's going to be Johanna. Johanna is pretty okay. Johanna sets up the fight really well. I think that she's got a huge part to play in this particular matchup. But for IGN, next two picks here, tricky. The enemy has picked one damage dealer, one support as well as 1 tank. So what is IGN going to pick? They've got a few options in which they can decide on. I think that in terms of assassin, Butcher is a great pick for this map. There's a lot of angles for Butcher to hide, and once he comes out, it's probably going to be hamstring. You got Ruthless Onslaught, and yes, it's going to be Butcher. So the Butcher with Tyrande, with Vala, as well as what looks like a possible primary support. Would be good to have what looks like a Rhaegar. I think Rhaegar is going to be pretty fine. The problem here with Rhaegar is that he cannot set up really well. They can also opt to go for just Tyrael. Tyrael will set up the fight really well, combo up with Butcher. That's going to help IGN a little bit better. But for Salt here, I think they will need to go. They can go for double damage, and they can also go for setup mechanics like Zagara. But for IGN, they will not give Muradin to Salt. Salt not going to have that. So it's going to be Muradin, Butcher, Tyrande, as well as Vala. 4 very, very interesting damage-oriented heroes. Muradin, however, is a little bit more heavy in terms of CC. He has got Reverberation for slow, as well as possible Storm Bolts for stun, of course. And Salt now, 2 picks. They have to make a decision if they want to go for dual tank. If they go for dual tank, the secondary tank should be a primary damage-oriented warrior, and that includes the likes of, Lich King, Arthas, Sonya, Leoric, who is not in game yet. So yes, I know, but no, that kind of classification in terms of damage, because they don't have enough damage. They only have Sylvanas right now. It's looking like it's a slightly weak kind of a draft for Salt Gaming. For IGN, they will definitely end this draft here with, it has to be a primary support. They don't have the primary support. Tyrande is only a secondary support, and she can provide a lot of utility, but it's going to be Kil'Thuzz. Kil'Thuzz for Salt. Now this could be a bit of a problem, because Kil'Thuzz normally thrives well in games that last for very, very long. In Battlefield of Eternity, games don't really last till level 16 if played correctly. The team with a lot of burst damage will be going forward for a lot of good lead in the early phases. Like in the last game, you see the game barely ended when he hit like level 18, 19 in a series between One Last Chance as well as Salt. No, not Salt, Ingenium. Correct. So Ingenium now, Battlefield of Eternity. 40 seconds left in the time pool. Kil'Thuzz, Sylvanas, a lot of range damage here. So they don't really have to commit in. Johanna, the problem with Johanna is that she isn't really a very good gatekeeper. She kind of doesn't have any mechanic to hold enemies at bay. So if they dive for your back line, you can only rely on Uther, Sylvanas, Kil'Thuzz to make the magic happen. I would not be surprised if IGN picks up Tyrael. I think Tyrael is pretty good for them. Tyrael has got good standard in terms of the ability to jump behind enemy line. And it's going to be Kerrigan. Kerrigan with Kil'Thuzz, Sylvanas, 3 damage dealer on the side of Salt Gaming. Johanna is going to be there. Kerrigan will be the frontline damage dealer. And it's going to be Rhaegar for IGN, a primary healer. So that's really good. It's within expectations. On paper, if you look at the draft from both sides, I would say that it is a pretty fair draft. There's a lot of damage for Salt. They're not really looking for commitment. They're looking for pokes, and I hope that they play that correctly. They can also go for sustained damage, but for sustained damage, Uther needs to be able to heal a lot more, because sustained fights is a little bit more inclined towards sustained healing. The better you can heal your teammates, the longer you can fight. But that's the basis for that argument there. IGN is the one that will want to play a long-drawn game. A long-drawn game, not in the sense of the game time, but rather a long-drawn fight in a game itself. So they got Rhaegar to burst heal anyone if it's going down. Butcher has got so much extra support going in. Muradin as well. They can still dive. I think that if they dive, probably Tyrande is going to pick off the kill at the end with a Lunar Flare. And Rhaegar also in a pretty good spot there. I think it's never going to be a Bloodlust comp for IGN for this one. But yeah, so I need an invite to the game before I can kickstart this grand final series. But IGN versus Salt Gaming, we got ourselves some pretty interesting game here. So in terms of draft, I would say that I kind of prefer IGN's draft a little bit better. And also we did a bit of an offline popularity vote plus, you know, fan favorite, whatever you call it. And we have about 66% of the vote going towards Salt Gaming, the previous Heroes Community Cup champions in Ingenium after they rebrand, or rather not rebrand, they just reformed themselves, okay? So reformation of Ingenium, we have I think 34% voting for Ingenium. So that's your rates here. Favorite to win, Salt Gaming. How do we know this is an authentic vote? We told them that if the team they voted wins, they get something. So I think it's as real as it gets. Best way to motivate. So here we have Battlefield of Eternity. For all of you guys who don't have any idea what is Heroes of the Storm, it's a game with so many different maps. This is the latest one. It's the newest one. It's a Diablo 3 themed map. And you got two sides. The good side, not so good side. And you have two immortals fighting the center of the map from time to time. As long as your immortals win, as long as your immortal win, the enemy is immortal, it will help you to push one of two lanes, either the top lane or the bottom lane. And if you have more HP, the more HP that you have an immortal, when the other immortal died, your immortal is going to have that extra HP as shield. And in the duration of shield, he's going to dish out range damage, range attacks. And he will be kind of taking lesser damage as compared to that melee brawl there. So Ingenium, really happy to have them back into the scene here. They were on break, I think. Ever since the launch of this whole circuit, they have not been very active. But here they are in the grand finals, getting themselves qualification for the national finals already. And on the other side, you also have Salt Gaming, a team that tried very, very hard for, I think, 3 qualifiers back-to-back. And then they finally have this, I think, they finally have the chance here to play in the national finals. So they want to play for seeding here. I think both teams' standards kind of fair, kind of even. Of course, Ingenium has got a longer history than Salt Gaming. Actually, not so much. I think both of this team's main players, captains, they were from the alpha stage. And in the alpha stage, Salt was all over SEA. You've got a total of 1 Thai player, 2 Filipino, 1 Malaysian, and 2 Singaporean. That kind of numbers coming in. But yeah, now I guess, you know, Salt's been reformed. They're finally back here in SG. This is a pure Singaporean team. Really, really happy to have them here. For Ingenium, they were away. They were also playing in the alpha, but now they've rebranded ever since March, I think. March, they call themselves Ingenium, and they started a very nice Facebook profile as well. And here we have them in the 4th qualifier, playing for seeding. So Battlefield of Eternity, man. If you play Heroes of the Storm now, you have a 1 in 4 chance to meet this map. It's a really, really epic map. The art is just breathtaking. You know, the mechanics of this map is so interesting. There's so many different ways and paths you can gank. But that's a, ladies and gentlemen, going in Grand Finals Game 1 between Ingenium as well as Salt Gaming. On the blue team, we got Ingenium, Saint Mara on to Angelic Vala, Yang playing as Tyrande, as well as Fantastic playing as Butcher. We also got Exquisite on to Muradin. Last but not least, it seems like we missed out Seti. Seti is the wolf there. He is the Rhaegar. And on the red team, we got Salt Gaming, fan favorite right now to win this series. Telstra on to Kel'Thas, Kaigari playing as Sylvanas. We also got Sliderbite playing as the tank for sure, and that would be Johanna. Quirdy on to Kerrigan. Last but not least, we also got Ohai Young playing as Uther. So we got Sentinel again launched from a very nice angle. It spots out the enemy. Very standard setup here from Ingenium, of course. It's not the first time that they did this already. But if you're checking on the talents right now, we have Spree Walker's Grace, Invigoration, Perfect Storm, Ranger's Mark, Siphoning Arrow. So it's going to be Hungering Arrow build for Vala. I kind of like Composite Arrow regardless of whether you're going for that. But that's it. Here comes the Ruthless Onslaught. Nicely shot by Kaigari. Also great run away. That's it. Started by Condemn goes in. Yang now getting a lot of aggression there. And Seti goes down. Kaigari with that OP sidestep. Need to check the Haunting Wave. 100 upon 100. Kaigari crazy plays there. But that's it. If you check in on the talents on the red team, we got Sweeping Grass as well as Night Takes Pawn, Conjure with a win. Energy Roy. Energy Roy is the new favorite build for Killthus. It kind of reduces the cooldown for every single target hit by Gravity Labs. And you also got Verdant Sphere to buff it up, so it kind of reduced down to just about 4 seconds. Query goes in. Aurelian, unfortunately, not successful. Seti would have been in a lot of trouble there. Nice side step again by Seti, of course. Great job there. So Invigoration, very standard pickup for the Butcher. And you also got a Ranger's Mark going down. Perfect Storm is the one that's a little bit off. I think that normally Meridian don't go for full-on buff for Storm Bolt. They will go for Reverberation, which is kind of like the Thunderclap build. And that's the play there. That's a red team pushing the bottom lane. Immortal's still fighting, but no one really cares at this point in time. Telstro defending the top lane. And Salt, 4 members pushing the bottom lane already. Seti not enough here to defend this lane by himself. That's it. There's no Immortals have just spawned. They're all going to fall back. In terms of HP, you can see here, 7,008 on the red Immortal. And the blue one at about 8.2, the Angel and the Devil. Of course, the blue team now knocking on the red Immortals a lot more. Kaigari, the reel in, the stun goes in. Also the Flame Strike connect, and that's it. The Butcher going out. Butcher's gone. And also behind, you're going to see Meridian with a nice dwarf toss, saving himself. But yeah, I think the damage has been done about 3,000 extra points in health for the red team now. Let's check the replay. Oh, we still have the chance for that. So this is exactly what happened. Quiddy did the perfect Impaling Blades and Flame Strike coming in. Should have killed Tyrande, but unfortunately Tyrande has got that heal, so she's going to be fine. Meanwhile, let's go back to real time. It seems like a fight is going to happen here. We've got about 6.4 against 4.5. And they will normally take flight at about 4. I think. Yeah, there we go, 4.2. So that's about a 50% mark in terms of HP. So we've got about 60 extra percent up on the blue Immortal. They're still soaking a lot of lane. They're getting some extra level advantage, but they need to start knocking on Immortal if they want to be effective here. So far, interestingly, we are not seeing any form of kills just yet. 40, a little bit off position there. The Butcher's brand up already, but not enough for a kill just yet. Here comes also the Holy Radiance. Slider by with a good reel in. Dwarf toss, sidesteps that. QWERTY goes in. Great stun. No follow-up still. Kaigari with a bit of a haunting wave. We have about 6k against 4k. Immortals taking a really long time to kill each other. That's why it's called the Eternal Conflict. They cannot kill each other. That's the problem. It's a very confusing problem. Some stunts happening, started by great positioning there. Also going to see Gravity Labs connecting only on Exquisite. One-man stun, and that's going to be Johanna. QWERTY swinging by also, not going to land a full combo. Ravage only, that's a combo. It's going to miss, and that's a little bit of a problem. Still got to wait for reset in just about 8 seconds. And that's it, they've got a window of 8 seconds here to put pressure on the red team. Exquisite missing the stun. Red team now, Slider by goes in. Nice punish as well as Condemn landing onto the Butcher. Also going to see some stun from the Angel. A bit of a spy Angel here, but it's just the right moment here for the blue Angel, or rather blue Immortal, to do some damage there. And it seems like Salt is having perfect pressure right now. 4k against 2k. Ingenium needs to find a way to break this pressure from Salt. And it seems like red team is going to get a first Immortal right now. Salt here will have a slight lead. About 50% in terms of shield, that's very fair. They will have to pick camps. Unfortunately, the camps are gone, so they don't have the right now. Level 6 both sides. Let's check in on the talents. We got Pharaoh Heart, Flail Axe. So it's going to be the standard hamstring build here for Butcher. Sledgehammer, which also destroys some extra ammunition there. So it seems like blue team is playing a little bit different. Exquisite, no idea what he really is looking to do, but it may just be avoiding teamfight as part of the strategy. There's also Pierce and Puncturing Arrow. For the red team, they're slightly better. We've got 3 men pushing the bottom lane, 2 on top, just to make sure that you have some extra pressure up with the Immortals. Flame Strike buying some time. Stun's going to come out, and it seems like Immortal's going to go down at the end. QWERTY's still going to try and poke some damage there. Bottom lane not really successful in that small little adventure that they had there. So meanwhile, we're going to see Ruthless Onslaught, the Butcher's brand on QWERTY. QWERTY's still going to be okay at the end. But yeah, that's it. Let's look in on more talents. A double battle momentum up for both Kerrigan as well as Johanna. We also got Cleanse, standard build here for Uther. Kaigari spots out a potential siege cam attempt here at bottom lane. And there's also Unstable Poison. So standard Sylvanas build again, and standard Kel'Thas. This is the new standard. Gravity Labs increase range and speed, as well as the Energy Roy and Fusion Bomb. Very good utility-based Kel'Thas. Player actually mentioned to me before that if you think that you can land Flame Strike without using Gravity Labs, it would mean that you are a little bit too out of position, a little bit too far out. That's why teams nowadays go for this increased reduction on cooldown as well as the increased range and speed. So that's very important. That said, on the blue team, you see Cleanse, you see Feral Heart, you see another Hamstring buff. This is the one that's going to make it hurt a lot. Piercing Bolt as well as Lunar Blaze, that's increasing the range a little bit, and Repeating Arrow. So it is the standard Hungering Arrow build. I think that maybe Compensator is going to have a little bit extra traction there, but that's it. Oh, that burst coming in. And Exquisite is going to be fine at the end. Dwarf Toss now unstoppable. That's it. Hamstring onto Qwerty. Qwerty ham to ham against the Butcher there. Nice stun coming down, but that's it. Vala goes down. Fantastic is gone as well. 2 men down on Ingenium. Red team Salt Gaming still ahead and almost level 10. Butcher, without the fresh meat buff, will not have full charges. Will have to go back to get his fresh meat back up. Top 4 goes down. A lot of extra pressure applied by Salt Gaming. Game 1, Salt Gaming firmly in control right now. Immortal spawning. They have about 19,000 HP right now. And that's disgusting. How can something give up on the 19,000 damage? That's just too much. Telstro, Slider by Qwerty, Ohayang, all of them missing from the map. But they are all here knocking on the Immortal. The Immortal dropping just about 50% right now. And in case you're wondering, the blue team is fully aware of this because they can see their own Immortal's health dropping. At about 50%, they relocate. And this is perfectly random, by the way. The blue team, they picked this map. They had a better understanding of this map, I think, or they thought. Telstro getting stunned, a little bit of mistake there. Exquisite missing the stun. Lucky for Telstro. Qwerty, Slider Bite, pulls back, picks up the stun from the blue Immortal now, doing some extra poke damage. They're gonna be very careful. Lunar Flare gonna connect. Gary still knocking on it. And it seems like they're gonna get 100% shield on the Red Immortal right now. Red team is just going to surge so far ahead. They should actually push with this wave if possible. The bottom roll of towers as well as gate is gone already. The top tower is still kind of intact. We have the tower, one of it at about just 10% health. But Immortals will be pushing the bottom lane. And yes, Salt is here. Telstro not here. Telstro is still soaking. They want to get level 16. And it's kind of rare to see that the team with Kel'Thas has got a slight lead in this fight. Immortals have got a lot of damage. They may not be very painful. Nice Night Take Pawn, utilization there by Slider Bite. Pulls all the minions there, wiped it out. Good pushing mechanic as well. You also have some extra minions coming in from the red team. The shield's dropping just about 50%. Slider Bite with a bit of a reel in again against Exquisite there. Qwerty, a bit too ruthless and reckless. Needs to be careful. Fantastic there. Has got a Ruthless Onslaught. He hasn't used it just yet. Maybe they want to go in on Kerrigan, but that's it. Also going to see some extra cleanse happening. And there goes the silence. 1 goes down. 2. Exquisite. 1 man. Not able to do anything. Telstro finally swing by. Where is the Gravity Labs? It connects beautifully. Also going to see a Flame Strike. Exquisite will drop here. Saintmara. Seti can't save his brother. Saintmara as well as Seti. 2 men still alive. And the Immortal pushing down to keep already. Level 13 against 10 here. Keep goes down. Welt's gone. It seems like it could even be a tower push. We'll see. 5 men still alive. They don't know what to do. There is no mercenary camp to take. All lanes are being pushed out. They got to be careful here not to overextend. And it seems like the Immortal is down to just about 50% health and will not make it to the core. That's it. We got Salt pushing the top lane. Level 13 against 11 here. Great rotations, great mechanics by Qwerty. I think that his Kerrigan has improved a lot over the last few weeks. Here we have blue team in position. 1 talent down. We'll talk about talents a little bit later. Here comes the Flame Strike. And Red team will back out. So let's talk about talents now. We have Ancestral Healing, Furnace Blast, Avatar, Starfall, Rain of Vengeance up on the blue team. For the red team, it's Ultralisk, Blast Shield, Divine Shield, Willing Arrow, Phoenix, and what looks like a Sprint for Kerrigan, Burning Rage for Joanna, Shrink Ray for Uther, Evasive Fire, as well as Flamethrower. Okay, this is interesting because you have a very different build-up for Muradin. And Furnace Blast is the standard pick here. Ancestral Healing, of course, as well. Starfall is really interesting. I think that they don't have enough mechanics to hold the enemy in place. So Starfall may not be very effective, but it could be used as an anti-push. For the red team, They have Ultralisk, they got the double shield twins there, Blessed and Divine. Very, very different, but still, twin shields. Wailing Arrow as well as Phoenix. I think they've got, well, I think in terms of composition, right off the bat, we already said that a Red Team Salt Gaming has got a slight lead in that aspect. I've told you why I kind of like Red Team's lineup a little bit better. And there is it. We're going to talk about it a little bit later as well. Here comes Ohayang. Not going to get anything. The clans there, very, very tricky. Just unstoppable right now. It doesn't just remove something. It just gives you unstoppable. And that's a really, really sick skill to use. But okay, back to the topic. Why I kind of like Salt's lineup a little bit better is because I think that although IGN has got dive, they're not really able to go in. And although Johanna, like I said, Johanna's not really able to hold the front. But they get Uther to try and save the teammate a little bit. Qwerty's in front as well, so it's not like you got 4 range behind. And why is Telstro always getting stunned? This guy needs to learn how to avoid those stuns there. Telstro needs to do better. A bit of relocation again. Red team looking for a fight. Oh, they will try and deny this cap here. That's it. More stuns going in. 2 goes down. A 1, in fact. Butcher is the second one. Exquisite. Nice bluff toss to run away. But 2 down on Ingenium. We've got 5 men still alive up on Salt Gaming. Now they can go for the Immortals fight with another 100% health up on that one. Let's check out the replay while they try and pick this one off. Real time is at the bottom left in case you guys are interested to look at that. They got a perfect jump in here. Slider bind in position. Fantastic goes down. And of course, the Bruiser Cam goes to the red team. So Salt Gaming doing such a great job so far. And again, another 100% Immortal will spawn. And this time around, he's going to push the top lane. This is denoted by the map. You can see this small little, not very small, but it's nice golden cross here. That means that's the lane the Immortal is going to push, the top lane. It's exactly where it's going to fly. Qwerty, a lot of trouble. Qwerty now. Unstoppable goes down, as well as Divine Shield, but it may not be enough. Butcher goes in with a nice brand. Will not get it done. That's it. And Central Healing not good enough, and the Blast Shield happening. Slider Bite in position. Sadi now dropping really low. There goes the Rillin. Sadi still in a lot of trouble. Qwerty swings by. Rillin goes down, and also down goes Sadi. And also Exquisite just down a little bit too much. Immortals pushing the top lane. Sanmara here. Yang here. 5 men. Top lane. Salt here's got a perfect opportunity to end the Ultra Heal level 16. Kel'Thas has got his worst, has got his best dream come true here. Increased range, more damage, the perfect Kel'Thas build. Level 13 and 16 buff on Flame Strike. It's exactly what you don't want to give Kel'Thas, which is why most teams want to apply pressure against Kel'Thas. But unfortunately here, it's 11 kills against 0. Not a single kill by Ingenium just yet. And we have the Immortals knocking on the shield. Down goes the Immortals' very own shield. There he goes, melee, a lot more damage. Phoenix comes out, Exquisite trying to buy more time. No Void Prison, not able to do anything. Here comes the Butcher's brand, goes in. Also the Ruthless Onslaught, not going to pick up any kills just yet. Core at about 50%, and Red Team should just focus on the core by Exquisite. They know they can win this. Exquisite not able to do anything, and Ingenium will pull back. And again, the core will go down. Salt wins it for game 1. What a gameplay it was. This crazy, crazy maneuver. You could see the movements from Salt very on point. They were rotating between both lanes really well. And I think that's exactly where they benefited a lot. They also have more control over the objective, over the Immortals. And I think that basically is because the whole team's been playing very safe. The moment Kerrigan jumped, she's always safe somehow. You got Uther to save the Kerrigan a lot of times. So you have to give it up to Ohayang for playing a great support role. And Kerrigan, of course, jumping in the nick of time. And always just staying alive and all this extra burst from Kerrigan. It's a 9-second reset on Kerrigan. It's about 9 seconds because of the fact that you have Impaling Blades and you have the full-on combo. Qwerty, I know not every single combo hits, but that is a very, very good set of combos. So Salt won it convincingly for me. And I guess we're going to go for a short break before we bring you Game 2. Grand Finals Best of 3. It looks like it's only $500 on the line, but it's actually more than that. It's very good seeding for the National Finals. Salt, maybe they planned for this. Maybe they planned for this 2 qualifiers ago where they just want to lose until here to get the first place. We don't know, but we'll find out for sure. Hope you guys enjoyed this car. Shout out to sponsors, Alienware, Intel, Fairfax sponsor Razer, as well as String Partner XSplit for making all of this happen. If you like the cars, give me a like on Facebook. And also, the link is directly here. And also give us a follow on this channel. It's the official channel for all SEA. Next week is the weekly national finals. So that's it. We're going for a break, and we'll be back in a while. See you guys soon. One thing, this is is actually waiting for the perfect opportunity to go in and kill Thus again. The main primary target. There goes the burst and Blood for Blood. He goes down. Now, Exquisite trying to pull out. Here comes the Baneling. Some extra burst and boosh.